Here is your July 2021 update for the best current accounts here in the UK, the places that we do most of our banking and potentially make a little bit of money as well. In a moment, I'm going to take you through a few headlines of some things you need to know about, some changes that have been going on, including news of a brand new bank switching bonus and a change to another big bank switching offer right now that makes it a very, very different proposition. I'm going to take you through those, plus a trick that means you can get it even if you're already with one of those banks. So that's going to go in a second. And then the second half of the video, I will take you through the best of the different bank accounts out there right now and what you can get from them. So the best rewards, the best overdrafts, the best, who knows, you name it, all the different types of bank accounts that you can get out there. I will take you through those so you get a good idea of everything that is available to you. Now, as I always say with these videos, things change. They do change. Hence why I do an update every single month. But if you want to make sure you don't miss out on those future updates, the one that come, next one in August, then September, October, and so on, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, that little notification bell, so you'll get it directly to you every time I release one of these, plus my savings accounts updates, my credit card updates, and all the other personal finance videos that I release here. And don't forget, every Wednesday, I do a live as well, answering your questions. Right, let's kick off then with that bank switching news that I've got for you. Two of them, since this last video, have come along. One of them is one that's been around for a while. It's the Virgin Money M Plus bank switching bonus, but they have changed what you'll get. Previously, you'd get some free bottles of wine. In fact, the most recent one, it was 12 bottles of wine and a 50 quid charity donation. They said the value of that was around 175 quid, something along those lines. Now, what you get, the wine is gone. It's completely not available anymore. Instead, you get a Virgin Experience Days vouchers worth 150 quid. Now, this could be good news for you. If you're someone who's a non-drinker, I know a lot of people were put off by the previous bank switching offer because they didn't want the wine. There wasn't any interest to them. Well, now maybe they can take advantage of it. Personally, it doesn't really appeal, although it's 150 quid, which is worth more than any of the other sort of main bank switching bonuses out there right now. The things you can use it on are relatively restricted. It's like experience days. So if you wanted to, I don't know, race, drive a fast car around a racetrack, or their restaurants or hotels, but again, quite a limited number of options out there. Personally, I'd rather sort of see this one out and wait and see if something else comes along. However, these offers do tend to all be from that sort of Virgin brand. So if you think about it, what else could there be? Maybe if flights return, there could be something with Virgin Atlantic, maybe something with Virgin Media. But again, I would think really they're going to go back to maybe the Virgin Wines stuff again. So it's up to you if you want to do it. Now, one change from last time as well is they have changed the date for when people are eligible to get this. Previously, you couldn't get this if you already had a Yorkshire or Clydesdale bank account. And lots of people, when Virgin Money really launched, when that rebranding took place, well, their accounts were automatically moved over or they still had those other accounts. Now, if you have subsequently closed that Virgin, Clydesdale or Yorkshire account, and you haven't had the switching bonus before, then you can actually take advantage of the switching bonus this time around. There is a cut-off date of February 2021, the end of February. So as long as you've not had an account with any of those banks from the 1st of March onwards, not had a switching bonus, then you can take advantage of that one yourself. Now, the next one, this is a new one, a brand new one, and this is Halifax. They got back in the bank switching game. The last one they offered was in April to the start of May. So we've had a couple of months without one of these offers. And this new one is going to run until the 3rd of August. So you've got almost a month to take advantage of this. It's different to the last one as well, because this is very, very specific. You can only get that £100 if you open up a new Halifax Ultimate Reward current account. Now, this is different to previous offers where you could also get the money if you open up a Halifax Reward current account. The Ultimate Reward is different. This one will cost you £17 a month. And in return for that 17 quid, you will get a bundle of different insurance packages. Now, for some people, that might not be too bad a value. If you're going to use all those insurance policies, then that 17 quid a month could potentially work out cheaper than buying them all individually. However, for most of you, don't be put off by this if you don't want that insurance package, because you can still get that £100, potentially not even pay 1 month of that £17 fee, including if you're an existing Halifax customer. So here's what you have to do. Obviously, you have to open up that Halifax Ultimate Reward, current account. Open it up and switch into it from an external bank. You can't switch an existing Halifax account into it. So if you already have a standard account with them or a reward account with them, you can't switch that in. It has to be from an external bank account. But hopefully you've got one of those. Open the reward account, Ultimate Reward, switch into it, and within 3 days of that switch taking place of completion, you will get that £100 paid into your Ultimate Reward current account. And this is what I did last summer when this sort of similar promotion happened. I downgraded. As soon as I got that cash, I went into the Halifax app. I downgraded that Ultimate Reward account to a standard, classic, basic, no charge at all Halifax account. Did that straight away, happened immediately, and they didn't take the 17 quid from me. So I was 100 quid up. I was thinking maybe I'd have to pay that 17 pounds for that first month and I'd be up 83 quid, which is better than nothing, right? But no, you can do this. So I'm pretty confident that you should be able to get the full 100 quid, but at worst, it'd be 83 pounds. Now, you can do this if you already have a Halifax Reward account or a Halifax Standard account. That is absolutely fine, as long as you don't have a Halifax Ultimate Reward account already. Now, if you do have a Halifax Ultimate Reward account, then you can still take advantage of this. And I got in touch with Halifax directly to find out if you could. And my suggestion was, if I have this account right now, if I downgrade that or close that account, then open up a new Ultimate Reward account and switch into it from an external bank, can I get the £100? And I was told, yes, you absolutely can. So that is something you might want to think about if you already have this account and you want to keep it. Downgrade it. You could downgrade it to the standard reward account if you wanted and get, as I'll talk about in a minute, some of the bonuses that come with that, or just go down to that free account and open up a new one. Now, one word of warning this, I haven't looked into detail about if there's any change between the insurance policies. If you've had it for a while, you might be on one set of terms for the insurance policies. And if you open it up, a new one, brand now, you might find they're slightly different. So if there's something you're worried about, make sure you do check that out and find out if there are any differences. And if there are, whether you are willing to, get rid of the old benefits you had in favour of the new ones. The only thing to add there is that you can't get this bonus from Halifax if you have had a switching bonus from them since April 2020. So the last, 14, 15 months or so. If you've had it before that and haven't had one since, then you can take advantage. Right, let's jump into the second part of the video now, and I'm going to take you through the top current accounts for July 2021, the best ones out there, what you can get from all the different banks. And there are a few more switching offers to let you know about. First of all, HSBC, you can still get that £125 bonus from them if you switch into the HSBC Advance account. The first direct offer, that has dropped down. It was briefly up to 125 quid. It's back down to £100. So it's still running. It didn't close completely, but it is back down to just 100 quid. You can also still get, this isn't switching, but if you open up a Monese account, you can get £15.05 profit from opening up this new account as well. Details of all of these and everything else I'm talking about, don't forget, it's over on the blog, and I will link to the guide for that on the blog in the notes below. Next up, let's look at those high interest current accounts, the ones which will pay you more money in interest with them than most other savings accounts. And this hasn't changed at all. It is still that Virgin Money M Plus current account paying 2.02% on the first £1,000 you have saved in that account. And you can have multiple ones of these if you want to. And there's also the nationwide Flex Direct current account. This will pay 2% on the first £1,500 you have, and that is fixed for 12 months. However, as I've said before, I think for most people it's probably wise giving this one a miss, because you can only get this welcome offer once. The first time you open that account, then it's gone. So let's say interest rates improve or the offer improves in the future, you might not be eligible to get that promotion. At the moment, we're talking about getting, 30 quid for opening up this account and putting your money in there. I would wait and see if you can get more later on. Now, reward accounts, these are great ways to earn a little bit of extra money. I've got a whole video taking you through exactly how much money you can make from those and whether they're worth it or not. But my top ones, I definitely think the Santander 123 Lite is something which we should all get as long as you are paying your bills, because you will get cash back on your council tax, your energy, your broadband, your phone, your TV, your water bill. All that money back into your account. It could be worth 40, 50, 60 quid a year. Obviously, as long as you are paying those accounts. If you're not paying those bills, then someone else in your household will be better off with that particular account. The other one I would definitely look at is the Halifax Reward account. Similar to that one I mentioned at the top, the Ultimate Rewards, but this one, you get a choice of either £5 a month, or you get free cinema tickets or free movie rentals, things like that. Again, if you just go for the cash, which is for a lot of people probably the best option, 60 quid a year. A few hoops you do have to jump around. I've got more detail on all of that over on the blog, so you might want to check that out and the best ways to take advantage of that. But that is another really, really good account. The other one's just giving you a full roundup. Club Lawyers, you can get free cinema tickets or movie rentals. You get half the number of those as you would get with the Halifax Reward, but it's easier to get it. There's less you have to do. There's also NatWest and RBS and Barclays all have their own reward ones, which are worth about 36 quid a year. If you already have accounts with those banks, it's worth switching over to get that. You do need to have 2 direct debits with each of those. But again, it is a decent way to get a little bit of extra money if you are already with those banks. Not necessarily a reason to open an account with them if you haven't already got one for a small amount of cash. Now, if an overdraft is your priority, then there aren't a huge number of banks out there which will give you a 0% interest-free overdraft. Basically, the best one there is that Nationwide Flex Direct account. I said avoid it, but not if you need a large 0% overdraft. Again, you only get it for the first 12 months. The size will vary depending on your credit report. They would check that and give you something based on that. But it can be a really, really good way to bring down the cost of debts. If not, you're probably paying about 40% elsewhere. So it's well worth thinking about it. First Direct does have a 0% buffer of 250 quid, which might be handy if you only occasionally go overdrawn. And don't forget, they also have that £100 bank switching promotion. So that can also help diminish the size of that overdraft you've got. And other than that, really, you're looking at Lloyd's has a £50 buffer. That Club Lloyd's account with those freebies, again, a little bit of there, just in case you get to the end of the month, it's always a little bit touch and go. But ideally, you don't want to be using your overdraft if you can avoid it. Also worth talking about travel overseas. Maybe, potentially, you're going to start doing that now if you're not going to have to isolate when you get back, if you've been double jabbed or whatever the situation might be. Best ones here are often the digital bank. So Starling, absolutely fantastic for this. It won't charge you anything for cash withdrawals or just for tapping and paying in shops and restaurants or wherever you are. So that's a really, really good one to have for that. Monzo is not quite as good. There are restrictions on the cash machine, but if you've already got one, that might do the job for you. Money, similarly, that's not too bad to think about in terms of spending overseas, so there won't be any charges. And likewise, that Virgin Money account, there are no charges with that one as well. So if you've got one of those, you're probably going to be all right. But I have got much more information about cards to use overseas that you might want to check out in a bit more detail. While we're talking about digital banks, I still would say that it's worth having an account with Starling or Monzo in terms of helping you with your everyday spending. Having this one to help keep track of where your money is going and do a lot of those simple things that you want to be easy to do. Copy your bank account details. You can send them to someone who owes you money. To easily just set up anything within the app without having to get a card reader and all those kind of things. Monzo and Starling absolutely are the top ones for that everyday spending type of current account. And finally, always I talk about the best ethical current accounts. I have finally got my Triodos account. It's there in my wallet, waiting for me to do a proper review for you. So that will be on the cards very, very soon with more information. But this is essentially an account that costs you £3 every single month. And you don't necessarily get anything in return, unlike some of those reward accounts I mentioned before, which do charge a fee, but you get cash or freebies. That money is basically meaning you can bank with somewhere that isn't going to be putting your cash towards things that you fundamentally disagree with. So I will do a full review very, very soon. Any building society, so Nationwide, obviously one of the big guys there, a current account with them will also be sort of treated, regarded as a pretty ethical account. And Starling, I think, does pretty well on their kind of ethical policies as well. So lots of accounts to consider there. Which ones should you go for? Well, if you are going to have just 3 different current accounts, you might want more. If you're going to have just 3, I would have either Monzo or Starling for that spending account, that everyday banking account. Fantastic way to make sure you are on top of your money and do everything you need to within the app. Next up, I would have a look at that Santander 123 Lite account to get cash back on the bills that you are paying. You may as well get the money back on them because they're coming out every single month. And finally, out of all the other reward accounts, I would go with that Halifax reward current account. £5 a month, or if you're going to go to the cinema once a month, 12 cinema tickets a year. Again, really, really worth having that for very, very little effort. You just have to jump through a few different hoops. And of course, don't forget as well, those bank switching bonuses. There are now, 5 different banks you potentially could switch into right now. You've got HSBC, First Direct, Virgin Money, and you've got Halifax Ultimate Rewards. Okay, 4 different accounts. But even so, have a look at those. It's well worth taking advantage of one, or if not more of those, if you possibly can. Now, I'll put more information about all of this stuff over in the blog. I'll link to it up here and below so you can see every single one of these accounts in more detail, all the information you need, the links you need to jump through and apply, and make sure you are getting exactly what you think you need. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, if you think I've saved you money, helped you find a better current account, please do hit that like button and leave me a comment below. Let me know if you are going to switch, if you have switched, exactly what that experience was. Until next time, cheers. And here are a couple more videos you might find interesting.